Welcome to the Fisher Family Farm. On this week's video, we have so many projects we are gonna be working on. Let me show you what we accomplished over the weekend. I ended up being here until almost 11 o'clock Friday night, and then all day Saturday. My kids came out and helped me finish getting the concrete cut. We ended up getting these 3x3 squares cut all the way through the entire area. It looks so good. This week, we are gonna start laying out all of the framing. I did forget to buy all my green plate, so we can't start today. I'm gonna go bring my trailer into town and get all my 2x6 green plate, all my 2x4 green plate, and then we will actually be able to start framing. Today, we're gonna snapping chalk lines. We're gonna be working over on the greenhouses this week. Hopefully, we can get the framing completely up by the end of this week. We'll see. I found two missed places in the concrete where we forgot to cut out the double doorways. One right there and one right there. We're kind of bummed about this guy. It is what it is. If you look really close, you can see that. So when I start cutting this up, it is gonna speckle a little bit on me. That's okay. I still wanna get it cut. That way, no other deeper lines. It will wanna crack right inside of where it's at right now. Now all of the little cuts are done, which is really nice. So I can go return this back to the owner. We're on a farm, so things break. That's all there is to it. My little hand blower decided to die yesterday, so then I went and I got this blower from my house, and this morning when I went to go start using it, the gas line from here that went up into the carburetor was leaking everywhere. I don't know if you can see that little line right there. Well, there was a little cut on that line that split open, so every time I primed it, the gas would go in, but then when I started it, it'd just start leaking out. And so I was able to cut it and then shove it back up in there. I don't like how it's fitting now, so I'm gonna need to buy some more of this black pipe and tear that off later and re-put a new one on. However, if it works right now, I'm gonna be very happy. That way we can get all the blowing done so we can snap the lines. Fingers crossed we get her all blown off. If she's starting and running right now, let's see what we can do. All right, now we can take all these out of here. Oh, we're gonna get the screw gun and unscrew those. There we go. Gotta have the right tool for the job. You can see that is one thick footing. This goes all the way down. Now, that's gonna be slightly brutal to get this guy out of here because he actually got concreted in. So we'll see how that's gonna come out. This is crazy, sunshiny, and we are getting rain on the concrete. You can see it coming down out there. This is truly incredible. I had to run back into town to get my joist hanger nails or my Tico nails. We're gonna be punching these guys in with a palm nailer. We're gonna get that. Oh, and we need the compressor right here. This way we can start setting out all of the hangers all the way across this for our TGIs that are gonna go in. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am. We literally just put the first roof joist down on the ground. We're gonna get two of them and set them up. That way we can get the height on all the other pieces that we're gonna be cutting. It is going to be a huge moral boost just to be able to see something going up. This thing feels so crazy, it's like wiggling like a giant worm. Now we're up on the truss clip. I wanna show you. Now we've got these two lines right here. We wanna get our first one, line them up right on this guy. Set our Tico nailer there, or Tico nail there. All right, the moment of truth. We've all been waiting for. Can we get that up there? I don't know. Actually, I do know. All right, we got the first one up. Hallelujah! It actually wasn't too bad. Now we've got the right measurements where we're gonna go here. We've got the right measurement that we are cutting out of that little piece. He's sitting up there just flush, just super nice. We're gonna put on the outside one, brace it up, and we are gonna be moving. And we got some shade. Look at that, shade. It is official. We have two roof joists up. This is incredible. So we are going to be hanging a bit up off of this wall. That's okay because we will build up this 2x6 wall, and it is going to give us a perfect overhang right here on the back. This is literally going to be incredible. I almost just want to keep hanging. It still slightly looks like a bomb has went off in here. However, it is a much less of a bomb. The tables behind here were completely full of stuff. They had 3 of these racks right here completely full of stuff. This entire area was just completely full of junk, which is all cleaned out. We're gonna get all of these tables all cleaned up, looking really nice, functional. That way, when we're ready for production, this will probably be one of the first greenhouses that we get heat to, and while we get ready to go. Now, out here, we've got these set out for when the tractor comes over here. We're gonna bring the tractor in with the big trusses. We've got 4 of those up today. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We got part of a roof going on up here, which is so awesome. Now, I'll be honest, I'm very worried about how big my window is going to be because I don't know how big the opening is now because that dropped down 4 inches further than what I was planning. We'll go from there. Katie and the kids just stopped by. We are going to chalk out some lines in here for the kids' bedroom. That way we know where the door is going to go over here. Window, and window for the garage. It's just exciting! We are in the master bathroom and we're going to be putting in a wall right here. Just a little pup wall for some privacy for the toilet. If you're going potty here, you know, you might want your wall out maybe 3.5 feet. We're making some sweet progress. Iken's room here. We got the girls' room here. We got the closet over here. Right now we're working on a little salon area and we're about to figure out where we want to put the exterior door and windows and door for the garage. The weather is absolutely perfect right now out on the farm, and I just totally screwed up. I ordered 12-foot 2x6s instead of 8-foot 2x6s. These boards right here, every one of them will be getting cut right here. I was gonna take them back, but because we have so many windows along the walls that we're gonna be putting in, we're gonna be cutting them down anyways. I just figure, what the heck, let's just go with it and see what happens. We are going to get this lumber unloaded over here. We're gonna start setting up for this first wall. Right here, we're gonna build out our window, get our door set and prepped. I literally can't believe this is actually happening. It's really exciting to be getting to pull out the table saw. Boom, baby. Other tools that we're gonna need to start framing this guy right here. I have to put that on the lowest setting because I'm a skinny guy. All right, I personally like to have a 16-footer on my belt and put in a chuck line. Right, we're gonna carry over our nail gun. So this is the first wall that we're getting put up. We've got the end wall here. We've got the exterior door. We're getting ready to frame in a window right here. And then the rest of this is gonna be a wall. We're gonna lift it up and then slide it over and then tap it in. That way we relieve a little bit of weight off of that wall right there. Okay, I just screwed up. That plate that was up here, that was my header. I just screwed up. I just noticed I had some lines right here. And that was one of my straightest boards too. So I'll pull another straight header, remark those lines on there. And actually, I'm gonna put it down at the bottom of that. That way I get it the exact same length as those guys. And then we'll finish framing my window here. You just have to realize when you're doing projects that you don't do all the time, you are going to screw up, period. If you're afraid to screw up, you're never gonna accomplish nothing. Half-quarter wall is done. We would have kept going. I didn't grab 16-foot 2x6s. We were at Home Depot this morning. We're gonna set this one up, get it all tied in, drop a couple more joists, and then we're gonna figure out what we need to do with this doorway. All right, we're about to lift this wall up. Hey, there's a door there! All right, what we're doing now is we're gonna set up some stabilizers along this wall. We're gonna come right here. It's hard to level crooked boards though. We officially have our first wall. And we may not be the prettiest wall. However, this window is gonna allow you to see whatever you wanna see in life. You wanna see trash or you wanna see beauty? That's how we roll here. We see beauty. So we are dealing with some warped wood because we got it delivered last week, which is never a good thing because it's so hot here and we actually got it got rained on, so it got warped out of its mind, which totally sucks. Don't matter, we still rolling. We got the second little wall up. We're so excited. This thing is finally coming together. If we had more wood, we would be building more. Well, we already ran out of 2x6s today. We are going to just keep working with what we have. We're going to drill in a couple of these base plates because we want to make sure we are very solid in the foundation. So we're gonna come like these. I had another total screw up. Dustin's in there fixing it. We measured our rough openings at 30 inches for each of the doors. But what I forgot to do was give myself 3 inches on each side. What I forgot to do is show our rough openings. We needed another 6 inches here because my 30 inches was right here. So now we're giving ourselves 6 more inches. We can have 36 inches for each 30-inch door. We can have all the proper headers, studs, everything. So it's fully legit. I don't typically get too frustrated at myself when I screw up. I measured this wrong twice. I measured it. I thought I was doing a 30-inch door and got everything cut. Got 3 inches on each side, so 36 inches for each door. Spent all the time cutting that out. But in my paperwork, I bought 32-inch doors, so I needed 38 inches, 40 inches. My rough opening's 32, so I need 34 inches for my frame, and then I need 3 more inches on each side for my king stud and my regular stud. So I needed 40, so I needed 80 inches. So we just cut this out again. And it is definitely frustrating because now that I looked at my paperwork, I have 32-inch doors and I have a 32-inch opening. Wrong. This is still a 30, it's supposed to be a 38. It got cut a little skiwampus. So that's gonna have to have some work done to it, which is frustrating. Everything else on the inside, thankfully, I will be able to frame those out and they'll be able to be framed properly. And we won't have to worry about that. But like this door over here, we got it framed up properly, 38 inches wide by 81 1 1/4 or 81 3/4 tall. So that door will just slide right in. The window will slide right in. When you screw up though on rock, it not only sucks there, but now floor, I'm gonna have to refloat a little patch of concrete right there, which will never look the same as the other concrete. So we just move forward. Today has been a huge learning lesson. Absolutely brutal. I have to give a big shout out to my great friend Matt right there. I was literally about in tears when I found out I did this wall wrong after we already cut it once. Then we had to recut this one, and tomorrow I'm gonna recut the other one over there. It's just brutal sometimes when you think you know what you're doing, you write it all out, you get it ready, prepped, you do it, and then you realize you're just toast. It ain't happening. We got plenty of wood laid out here, ready to go to start working on the interior wall. We are making some sweet progress. The windows are starting to come in for the girls' room. Dustin's got all the material cut out for Tyken's window here. It is so fun to see this stuff starting to come together. So we've got our king stud here, we've got our topper, and then we'll make sure we put our stickers in just like we normally do in every window. You can see it's gonna look up just like this. Bada boom, bada bing, baby. Well, we had another error. It is what it is. We realized that we were putting in our headers wrong. I was putting them flat. We're actually gonna flip them, make them super strong, get some stickers up through there, and do this the right way. It is annoying to have to pull that out. However, we want to make sure this thing is just as solid as a rock. All right, it's amazing how many times you do little tiny screw ups. So what we did here is we set the header out right. We did it right. We just flipped it and didn't install it right. Turn it out real fast. Literally flipping it up like this. Re-nailing her right back in. We actually want this to be to the outside because when we lift it up, we want this to be able to be framed in from the window. So we're gonna set our hammer under there. It's literally a matter of a couple minutes taking that, and then we're gonna be putting some shims in here to make that nice and tight. Shake your head and go, oh, it sucked. Do it, and we move forward. Got this 20-foot wall right here. We are gonna be lifting this up and sliding it down just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, stop. We got a wall, folks. Now what we're gonna do, these guys are gonna go every 36 inches to code or at the end of the plate. So because we have a split here, I'm gonna put one on both sides. That might be overdoing it a little bit. However, I'd rather overdo it than underdo it. There we go for all those guys. Looking good. And some windows going. Dang, this literally is happening. There's a door down there. Window, 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 door, window for the garage. We went 4x4 because we want tons of light coming in on this side because the sun typically stays on that side. We're hoping to try to grab some light in here. That way it's not super, super dark. And we're gonna put tons of super bright fluorescent lights or halogens, something inside of the garage to make it super bright. It's finally light enough that I can actually film, and I just want you to listen to how many birds are going on right now. It's incredible. These trees right over here are just completely full of birds, and they're going wild. We already got our dirt guys here this morning. They're smoothing out the pad over there. I am working on getting the frame ready for this wall. That way we can get rid of these 2 bunks of wood, because we want to put the roof joists on. Now that we've got this wall completely done, we just have to make sure this is framed in here. That way we can go boom, 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 all the way down. Now that we're working on some of the interior walls, the framing is going way faster. A, because we're using 2x4s, not 2x6s, and B, we only have to build out this double door here and 1 more single door there. When we're working on these walls, it was door, window, 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 door, window, just all over the place. And we're getting these lined out. It's really cool to see the doors start to go together. Now it looks like it's off. That's because we couldn't get this to stand up without building the end wall here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift it up, pull it over, and slide it in, and hope and hope and hope that we got these close enough that they're gonna line right up, that we can just tack them right together. And then we're going to be able to wood trim out all of this. It's gonna look really, really cool when it's all done. I gotta do full disclosure here. I royally screwed up. The way that my framing is supposed to be is these are supposed to be all slanted this way. Well, somehow in my brain, I got them twisted around. They're actually slanting this way. The positive part about this is none of this is load bearing. The only reason why we're putting this up is for plumbing and for electrical. And I'm gonna insulate this so it'll help the insulation of the house also. It's just so frustrating that I literally spend, what, 45 minutes to an hour making sure, lining them all out, looking at them tons and tons of times, and I still freaking screwed up. However, on a positive note, these doors look spectacular. We're gonna be able to frame out, once we put these doors on here, we're gonna put some molding on the inside of this, and it is going to look so ultimately cool. We've got number 5 tied in right here, starting to look really good. We grabbed all of our little braces, so we're gonna re-brace this all the way out, make sure we like that this is the distance off the side of the house that we want it, and we're gonna keep putting roof beams on. I'm literally about to get so frustrated. A standard 2x4 wall, your braces you put up are 22.5. Well, when you do 2 3/8 I-beams, they're not 22.5 anymore. They are 21 3/4. So therefore a 1/2 inch extra on each one of these makes this 1 inch too long, makes that 2 inches too long, which screws everything up. And I just tore all them out, and now we're gonna tear them back out. Sometimes it's so demoralizing when you screw up. We were just making some good progress. So it just, now we go backwards again, and we're gonna lose probably another 45 minutes to an hour on this. So we move forward. I cut these again at 21 3/4. Well, this first brace, it was off because the end piece came in another 2.5 inches, whatever. These were supposed to be 18.5 inches, and these go to 21 3/4. We did this twice wrong. It is what it is. I never would have thought seeing a roof would be such a beautiful sight until my hands, Dustin's hands, are the hands that actually built this. We got several more joists up today. We were able to fix our screw up over there by putting a notch in so that way it sets down just where it's supposed to. We are really making some good progress. I'm gonna go do some farm chores right now, pulling down some hay for the cows. Today we're finished up right now on the building here, and we've got some clouds rolling in. We actually might get some rain. It'll be pretty cool. I really gambled last night on leaving the hose and the sprinkler head out there with the cows. A lot of times they'll chew things up and you're not gonna be able to use them anymore. So we're gonna go test this out right now. I'm gonna turn it on, keep that pad super wet. That way it can compact a lot easier. Now this is on culinary water, so it really has some pressure. Just double check to make sure we're on culinary. Yep, this little guy right here means we're on culinary. That means the irrigation is turned off. Now I can hear the sprinkler literally ticking already. Oh, sounds like we got some air bubbles in it. Hallelujah. Sounds like we're golden. Now this whole side will get soaked all morning, and then tomorrow we'll flip-flop it over there. That way that corner can get it, and we'll just keep rotating that for the next probably 2 weeks. Every couple days we'll just soak it, let it dry, soak it, let it dry, and it's gonna be rock solid when it comes to getting concrete poured. On today's project, we're gonna be building out this entire kitchen wall. We were gonna start with the bedrooms first. I talked to my cabinet company, and they said we're 6 6 to potentially 8 weeks out on getting cabinets and countertops ordered. So we're gonna get the framing done on this today so we get the exact measurements. That way we can get things ordered and be able to move in right when we're done with those cabinets. We'll get the countertops in, bam. So hopefully 2 months max and we'll be ready to go. Now another chore today is this giant plate right here. We have to cut this wall up. We were not anticipating that because it was 4 inches lower than this. As you can see, I'm about 5'10", so that would be about maybe 6'3", 6'4", really small door. We need that 83 inches to the rough opening. That all has to come out, and that one all has to come out. It's things like this that you don't anticipate happening until you start building, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta cut that out, and oh dang, I gotta cut that out too. It is what it is, and we're just gonna push forward, and any challenge that gets in front of us, we're mowing over. We ain't stopping. In fact, if I fail on this project, I will lose everything. Every penny that I have is going into this project. So I'm going to do every possible thing to make this happen. Let's get to build that. I am hoping this doesn't have solid concrete in here because I'm gonna tear this out all the way at least right to here. It would be so nice to be able to just bust this out with the sledge and just be done real fast. We'll see very shortly. Harder than what I thought it was gonna be. So after cutting in, busting into the wall, cutting on this for like 15-20 minutes, pounding it with a sledgehammer a whole bunch of times, we realized that's a solid piece of steel all the way up there. So we're gonna pound this out and probably bump it out to where that plate is and just try to pull the whole thing out at once. It just wasn't happening. All right, it's been an hour of pounding, an hour of smashing. Look at my little cuts right here, and that's what I would have had to cut through. Oh, now we've got this out. The first thing we're gonna do right now, Dustin's getting this framed in. We're gonna cover this back up. That way it doesn't fall and hit anybody. We wanna be safe here. All right, the moment of truth. We've got this doorway all busted out, slightly sketchy. Dustin, you ready to put this baby in? Yeah, baby! All right, folks, we now have a door installed in here. I feel so much safer walking under this already. We'll come back and we'll put something right here to block this up also. I think a 2x4 might actually just fit right in there. You don't think so? Gosh, why is Dustin always right? Just like my wife. Now that we went through all the trouble with this, taking this out, now I know I'm gonna smash this one right out. This one's gonna be solid, and I just have to pound it and pound it and pound it with the sledgehammer to get it to come out. Now that all of the hard work is done, Dustin literally pounded this out all by himself. We've got this all cleaned up in here, and we're gonna be sliding this door right into here. All right, I love this. We're now gonna start framing out the window opening here. We're gonna set that down on the ground, and then we're gonna frame around it. That way we know exactly we wanna get that window just absolutely perfect. We have built another wall. Check that baby out, yo! Got our window completely framed out there. Door frame, whole wall. Got these pieces right here, corners for our sheetrock. Once we put our board here, we'll still have a little bit of a piece come over. Tack those babies in. We'll be insulating this whole thing like crazy. Man, this is looking good. This has been absolutely an incredible week, an extremely hard week. It's a bummer because I thought I'd be able to get this framing done literally in 1 week. We're not even halfway done. The good part is me and Dustin are really starting to get into a flow together, and we're starting to make some right cuts. We're calling the right measurements, doing the right thing. It's gonna help a ton in the next coming week. Going to be getting our cabinets ordered, and everything is gonna be ready to go. We're gonna get all those ordered because we've got these walls in. We are moving forward. You guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments about the farm, we're gonna be starting selling stuff probably this fall. I've got all kinds of stuff. We're ordering fruit trees, shade trees, plants, house plants, literally everything and anything you can imagine on a farm. We're gonna have a petting zoo, chickens, goat, ducks, maybe, probably not because they poop a lot. Just all kinds of fun stuff. So if you guys have any questions, you wanna come check us out, give me a call, follow us up on Facebook, and make sure and subscribe. See ya.